I know sometimes you want to experiment with your locks to make them look more stylish and more cool, but sometimes you have to think how much is too much. In this video, I am going to share with you 5 things that you should avoid at all costs because they will damage your locks. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to The Real Zedbee. I'm Zintle and I use this platform to talk about my lock journey as well as share tips and tricks on how you can style and maintain your locks from the comfort of your own home. So as a subscriber of this channel, I really want you to be happy, like literally anamona. Like I want you to be happy, I want you to express yourself through your hair, I want you to live your best lock life, okay? But I have seen and I have done some things. Some of the things that we do to our hair actually leads to long-term damage. So before you go out on a whole spree, I just want to share with you 5 things that are most certainly and definitely are going to damage your locks. So you should literally run, not walk away from these things. Actually, you should flee, okay? So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is probably one of the most important things, and that is giving your hair no moisture. Now, for the longest time, I will be the first person to say that I have been guilty of this in the past, and I know a lot of people are probably guilty of this as well. And this is putting oil on dry hair, okay? I don't know what you think you are sealing in, or if you're thinking you are maintaining your locks the proper way, but I'm here to tell you that that is not moisturizing your hair at all. It's not sealing in any moisture at all, okay? You need to be sure that you're incorporating water into your moisturization routine, okay? It's not sufficient to just be slapping coconut oil or slapping JBCO on your hair, or avocado oil, whatever oil that you have picked up along the way. It's not sufficient to just be putting that oil just on your dry hair, okay? And also on this point, a lot of us, you know, African girls grew up sisenza into base, so we have this culture that we tend to, you know, rub thick substances and thick oils on our scalps, and yeah, that is not doing any favors for the moisture of your hair. If you want to put oil on your scalp, make sure that it's a light oil and make sure that it's an oil that actually penetrates into the scalp. I actually made a video going into detail about what certain oils do and what oils are safe enough to use on your scalp. So if you missed that video, I will link it for you in the cards, because you need to know what oils go where and how to use certain oils, okay? Don't just slap any oil that you hear about on your hair, okay? If you are someone who does not incorporate water into your hair care routine, take this as a drag, catch your sub. You need to have a spray water bottle where you are quenching your hair with water on a daily basis, okay? It can be once, it can be multiple times, but make sure that your hair at least gets some sort of water in order to make sure that it keeps hydrated, okay? And then the second thing that I want to talk about is too much twisting, okay? I know there are some people who have fallen into the routine of retwisting the front of their hair so that the rest of the hair looks fresh. A lot of people do this on a weekly basis or within 2 weeks or something. In the short term, your hair will always look cute. You're always gonna look like your hair is done, and you're always gonna look like you have a fresh retwist. But in the long term, this is gonna cause your hair to thin. It's gonna cause your hair to be brittle. It's gonna cause your hair to fall off. It's gonna cause, especially here in the front, it's gonna cause your edges to be sparse. It's gonna cause a lot of problems for you. So rather have a good amount of time in between retwists. Even if your retwist falls, it's okay, you know. Try to find the best retwist method for you. If you're someone who likes the retwisted neat kind of look or put together kind of look, then rather go for something like more longer term. Rather look at maybe interlocking once every 3 months or something, or crocheting as your retwist method instead of, you know, the palm rolling retwist, because it does fall a lot quicker than the methods that I mentioned earlier. So rather than just retwisting your hair every day and causing friction and tension and your hair to snap and to thin, rather just space out your retwists and make sure that when you are retwisting, you're doing it properly. Throw your head up in a style. And yeah, there are actually so many ways that you can make your retwist last without you having to retwist your hair on a weekly basis. Okay, please do not retwist your hair too often, and do not retwist your hair too tight, okay? Because the longer that your locks get, the heavier that they get, and unfortunately by retwisting them, you are sort of causing them to weigh down, to fall down. So if you do the retwist too tight, then it's going to be pulling at the scalp and your hair is going to be hanging on for dear life. And an unhappy scalp means your hair is not going to be happy as well, and it's not going to grow, and it's going to thin and break. Now my third point is married to my second point, where I said don't retwist too much, don't over maintain your hair, but at the same time don't under maintain your hair, because that's also gonna damage your hair. Okay, if you've been on this channel for a long time, you will know that there were long periods of time where I just neglect my hair, and I'd go for years without doing anything to my hair, and then when I finally decide to do my hair, the loctician would have to pop and separate my roots, and that would be painful for me, but it's also not good for your hair. Okay, I know there are people who freeform their hair, and it's fine. Freeforming basically means that they just let their hair grow however they want it to grow. But if you're not a freeformer and you know that at some point you're going to want to separate your hair, then please make sure that you're not leaving your retwist time too long. Okay, I like to retwist my hair every 4 to 6 weeks. I feel like that is a sweet spot that I've found. But yeah, don't go for months and months and months without retwisting your hair or without separating your hair, you know. If you want to grow your roots out, if you want to semi-free form, or if you're just tired of retwisting for whatever reason and you just want to grow your hair out, rather make sure that when you're having wash day, you are gently separating your hair into, you know, so that it doesn't all just mat together in a big bowl of mess. Make sure that you are just, even though you aren't retwisting, make sure that you are doing good maintenance on your hair. Also related to this point is the fact that I know locks are low maintenance, but they shouldn't be no maintenance. Okay, even if you are free-forming, make sure that you're doing all the good things, you're picking up the good habits, you're wrapping up your hair, you're washing your hair on a regular basis to make sure that it's nice and clean and it's healthy. Make sure that you're using your water, you're using your oils, you are just doing all of the things that, yeah, so that your hair is happy. Okay, you have to do some form of maintenance, please, for my sake. Please do some sort of maintenance on your hair, and please have some sort of routine for your hair, you know. Please wash your hair, please make sure that you are checking it for lint, please make sure that you are sealing in the moisture with oils at the very least. okay? At the very least, do those things for my sake, guys. Another thing that is going to damage your hair is putting in your styles too tight. Now, I am all for team hashtag locks are versatile. I am part of hashtag locks are versatile. Hashtag locks are beautiful. You can do anything with your locks. These styles that people do are so pretty and they're so creative. However, some of them are just, you can just see the scalp is crying, hey? You can just see that, hey, and that's really not how it's supposed to be, okay? I'm not saying don't do your styles. I'm not saying don't go to the loctician, because you know some people do that for convenience, and I understand that. You do it for convenience. You don't want to be dealing with loose hair the whole time, and that's valid, you know, valid. But as soon as you are being pulled in different directions to such a point that you actually can't sleep for the first few days, then you know that it probably is not healthy for your hair. As you said, when you're having your styles in too tight, it's going to cause tension on your scalp, and that is actually what is going to contribute to your hair thinning. And when I say hair, I mean like here now, not just your lock hair, just like here by the roots. It's gonna cause thinning. It's gonna cause your hair to grow sparse or far apart from each other, especially the edges. Your edges will be the first to go. Yeah, that's how you know your edges are the first to grow. So don't be that person who's gonna keep in a style even though you see that you're growing pimples around your hair. That's your body's way of telling you that your hair is too tight, you know. And we all have different tolerance levels, and it's the same for our scalp. Some of our scalps can take more tension than others, but as soon as it feels like it's too tight, it's more detrimental to your hair than it is good for your hair, okay? So rather just take it down and look for another low tension way to wear your hair in place, and so that your retwist, if it's your retwist that you're trying to maintain, again, look for a more low tension way to keep your retwist in, because yeah, it's counterintuitive to be trying to maintain your hair the right way and then damaging it by putting so much tension on it. So please, for my sake, don't do tight styles on your hair. Rather go for your low tension approach. If someone else is doing your hair, feel free to tell them, no, I can't take it, you know. I think it's valid to ask people to ask people to be a little gentler on your hair, because you don't want to be stuck with holes and, you know, you don't want to be dealing with those issues, right? So rather just speak up if someone is doing your hair. If you're doing your own hair, don't pull yourself. Don't pull yourself. And then my last point is bleach. Bleach, guys. For this, I'm going to say run, don't walk. Run, don't walk away from bleach. That's literally what I'm gonna say. Bleach, there's nothing good that comes out of bleaching your hair, because bleaching your hair, I could go on all day, right? Take it from me, I've done it, you know, I've done it. My ends are still orange from the bleach, and not only that, but I've had like a lot of my locks have fallen off at the ends, you know, because your lock will grow and grow and grow, but it grows thinner and thinner and thinner, because what the bleach does is that it dehydrates the hair, and it also makes the hair itself weak. and you know, just like frail is a word that I want to use. So even though your hair will grow out, you'll find that maybe when your hair is here or wherever, that your hair starts growing apart from each other, and eventually your ends will fall off. Some people experience slow or no growth at all because of the bleach. So there's nothing good that could come out of the bleach. And I know like having platinum blonde hair is, you know, funky, and it's just cool, or having ends that are ombre are just cool, but rather go for an alternative method to coloring your hair if you're someone who likes to experiment with color. But flee away from bleach, please, for my sake. If you don't take anything away from this video, please take away the fact that do not use bleach. If you're thinking of bleaching your hair, please abort mission. Please you don't want to deal with the after effects of bleach, especially if you're someone who is planning to keep their locks. If you're someone who's planning to cut off their locks anyway, maybe in a year or 6 months, then go ahead and bleach your hair. But if you're someone who is on the lock journey and would like to stay on the lock journey, please, for my sake, run, don't walk. And I actually have a bonus thing that I want to just slide in here that will definitely ruin your hair, okay? And that is using products that are going to cause buildup on your hair. Buildup itself is the thing that is going to ruin your hair. Run away from things that are going to cause buildup in your hair. So using the wrong kind of products is something that is also going to damage your hair significantly, okay? And yeah, just make sure you're using products that your hair will be happy with, you know. A lot of lock people I've found are using the same products that they were using as loose naturals, and all I want to say is that the goals are different, you know. What you try to achieve as a loose natural and what you're trying to achieve as a lock person, totally different, you know. They're both natural hair, but they need different kinds of maintenances. So if you're still using your creams and your butters and your conditioners and all manner of things that are made specifically for loose natural hair, please give them away, give them to a friend, throw them out today, okay? Today, because those are the things that are gonna linger in your hair, and then you will at some point need to probably cut them out, or, you know, go through like vigorous you're gonna have to go through vigorous detoxes to get that stuff out of your hair, okay? So rather just not be involved in those. I have been guilty of some, if not all, of the things that I have just spoken about. I actually have another video where I detail all of the bad mistakes that I have made on my lock journey. So if you'd like to see more things that are most definitely going to damage your locks, then go ahead and watch this video right here, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.